So here we go then. You tune in once again for another electricity meter video. What we're going to be looking at today in this one then is variance. It is the variance of the Ferranti FPQ-102. Okay. This has featured on my previous channel, and it's back once again for another reshoot, this time in high definition. Okay, it'll be 1920 by 1080p, and we're going to zoom out now and have a look at it. Like I say, this is the variant of the FPQ-102. The variant of this is the fact that it's got a cyclo-dial readout instead of clock dials. Let's zoom in on that then and have a look at it. There it is then. Okay, as you can see, this one's got just a straight row of numbers instead of the little dials which the earlier FPQ-102 had. Now the interesting thing about this is, although it's got the same characteristics and it looks different, it still has the same model number, which is FPQ-102. Okay, you can see it down there, just above the load wheel, but just underneath the readout. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. This camera tripod will behave. There it is. So it says on there, although it is a Ferranti meter, it does actually say Smith type FPQ-102. Okay, there's no two ways about it that this is a Ferranti, because just down there, it says Ferranti, Hollinwood, England. Okay. So there we go. So the characteristics for this one then are exactly the same as the other type of FPQ-102, and that is single phase 2 wire, 240 volts, 50 Hz alternation frequency on this one, 20 to 60 amps loading capacity with a load wheel characteristic of 225 revolutions per kilowatt hour, which is very typical of Ferranti. So there we are. Just like the other type of FPQ-102, it has the same characteristics. Okay, we will review the centre window and have a look at all of that. So what we've got there then, you can see the reflection of my hands in that coin box. So what we got there then, right at the bottom, we've got a coin register which has been reset to 0. Okay, because I've never used this one, I bought it just for adding into the collection. There's the unused units dial, which we started on at the beginning of the video. Okay, let me just tilt that camera down a bit. There it is. So there's the unused units dial. Above that, we've got set at rate A or rate B. The red pointer says it's currently set on rate B, so we shall read the inner red scale of the unused units. So what we got there then is it goes from 0 to 20, and each little marker in between is 4 units. So it goes from 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and then 40, 16, 80. We've got the little red section on there as well. Okay, the pointer is currently pointing at approximately 8 kilowatt hours. Okay, left on the unused units dial there. Okay, and then the outer black A rate dial starts off at 0, and then we got 5. Now each marker between is 1 unit, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes up to 10, 15, and 20. Just like other instruments, this one's also got the little gate in the coin mechanism, so that when the pointer goes around to the red section of the unused units dial, the little gate will block the outlet of the coin mechanism. Okay, what that's basically designed to do is to stop the unused units dial being overwound, and therefore damaging the meter and the consequent loss of prepaid credit. Okay, and then once the pointer exits out of the little red section, the little gate then goes to one side, and the previously inserted coin can then drop into the coin box. That coin mechanism is set up to accept a £1 coin. Okay, if I zoom in right on the centre there, you will find that because this is a £1 coin mechanism, that the axis of that handle, even though the handle is off over to the left a bit, you will actually find that the axis on that has not been milled back right to the handle, because it only accepts a small coin anyway. So therefore, during manufacture on the milling machine, that little notch that's been milled out of it over to the right there, it hasn't gone right the way back to the handle, because they didn't need to do that on the basis that it accepts only a small coin. Okay, you can see that little notch just there. If I can get my finger, that's made my finger all blurry because I'm writing on that. So you can see that little notch that's just been milled out there. Okay, yes, on the pre-1997 50p coin instruments, that little notch that's been milled out, it goes right the way back to that handle, okay, because it needs to in order to accommodate it in the coin slot. Okay, you will also notice on this one that the coin slot is wider. Okay, now this says to me that this coin mechanism was intentionally designed and manufactured to accept the £1 coin, but there were earlier versions of this where basically what they'd done is they inserted an adapter into the coin mechanism so that it accepts a smaller coin, and then proceeded to bore out that coin slot so that it accepts a thicker coin. What you're looking at there was intentionally designed and manufactured to accept the £1 coin. Now on that, as you can see, that says units per coin. Okay, now for the inner A rate, okay, all those numbers that are going around on there, the inner scale is A rate and the outer scale is the B rate. Okay, now for the inner A rate, the minimum you can set that on is 1.0 units. The maximum is 4.7. Okay, and that goes up in increments of 0.1 units. For the outer B rate, the minimum you can set that on is 4 units, and the maximum is 18.8. And that goes up in increments of 0.4 units. As it can be seen on the coin box, if I just tilt that camera down a bit, you can see on there it says pound coins, because that is what this instrument is currently set up to accept. There we are. Okay, it's just a little sticky label on there. There used to be some other little plate on there, hence the holes for fixing it on there. Just underneath that then we've got a little part that sticks out for putting a padlock on, so you can lock the coin box. Okay, this one also, even though that terminal cover is compatible with other Smith & Ferranti instruments, this one does have the extended terminal cover on it. Okay, it's the only one in my collection that has that extended terminal cover on. Like I say, that will go on other Smith & Ferranti instruments. It's not unique to this instrument. It just so happens that when I acquired this one, it had that on it, which was a nice little bonus, given that none of my other instruments have that extended terminal cover. So I was scored a bit of a double whammy in respect to this one. I managed to obtain the variant FPQ-102 and have it with an extended terminal cover on it. What a nice little bonus that is. I would like to say thanks for tuning in to watch this one. Okay, it's a nice instrument overall, and maybe a little bit later on, no guarantees on it though, but a little bit later on we may get this one up in front of the camera again and get the load wheel going around in there and registering a bit of a load. Like I say, no guarantees on that. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to watch this one. More electricity meter videos later on then. Thanks for watching.